Are you gonna post on Facebook that we're live with the link? Oh, hey, we're live. Oh, hi. How are you? We are live. We made it. We did it. Yay! We've got Andrea here from Nutritionally Yours, and oh, there was an echo. There was an echo. Oh, what? Oh, oh, I've been saying it wrong. That was. Oh, I remembered it wrong. I thought that was on the card. Oh shit! Who I've been promoting?
I don't know,
Oh shit!
but I'm Nutrition Andrea. Hi.
Damn! Look, y'all. So look, whatever it was I was saying, I don't know who that nutritionally yours person is. My bad. I don't know them. This the lady right here. So, we've got oh, okay. Why I look so that look funny? She told me not to say that. We're not right. Um, anyway, we're waiting for a few more people to join us, and then we're going to start taking questions. We're going to check Facebook, see if anybody posted anything on the page, see if anybody has any questions for us. Maybe. Okay. What about Miss Andrea's page? Any questions for her on her page?
Let me look over there and check real fast,
Okay,
guys.
Oh, yeah, we're live on Fire and Ice Body Sculpting.
Mhm.
Hello, Mr. Gregory. Glad you could make it. We're still checking while we're waiting for a few other people to join. We're just trying to check and make sure that we get all of the questions that anybody may have had. And that way we can go through everything like we're supposed to. But I'm really excited. We're doing detox. We're doing intermittent fasting. She's gonna show us how to do it the right way.
That's right, you guys. So we'll talk a
So,
little bit more about it, but there's some healthy ways to do it, and there's some unhealthy ways to do it. If it's something you choose to do, we just want to make sure you're doing it the healthy way, and that it will complement what you guys are doing here at Fire and Ice.
so while we are waiting for a few more people, Andrea, why don't you tell us about yourself and all your fancy schmancy credentials and whatnot?
Well, not that fancy schmancy, but I'm Andrea Gruen, and my company is Nutrition Andrea. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, which means I went to school for a very long time and have taken some very hard tests and maintain a lot of continuing education. But that's okay because I try and I do stay updated on the latest research, the latest information to give you guys the answer as to what is the safe way to do a detoxification or what is the safe way to do intermittent fasting and does it really offer benefits. So that's part of my continuing education is to keep up with those things because there's so much conflicting information on the internet that I want y'all to feel comfortable that you've got, a valid source. It's going to give you the real answer, and it's not somebody who's trying to sell you a potion or a tea or your book or something else. So that's what I do.
Good
Um,
stuff.
technically, also a personal trainer, although the reason I took,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Oh, the secret's coming out
the
tonight,
same,
y'all.
don't tell. And really, honestly, the reason that I did that, that I obtained that certification, was because I talked to people about the exercise and the activity component.
Okay.
Right. So even if you're eating the correct foods and you're having a healthy diet throughout the day or the week, if we're not moving our body and staying active, then it's just not going to give us the outcome that we want, which for me in the long term is keeping you healthy and enjoying life and being as well as possible. So I don't actually meet people at the gym and make you do extra squats and lunges, but I've
Uh,
got the knowledge base to at least talk about it
okay.
um, in
So
an
then,
intelligent format.
then riddle
So,
me this, okay? Because I
uh-oh.
was thinking about doing a little. I can't think of the
Like
word
a
now.
challenge or
Yes, a
a
challenge, but I can't think of the word. What's the one? The easy one for your core. What is it?
oh, a plank
Thank
challenge.
you. That's what I was
Yes.
thinking. Right. I was thinking about
Yes.
getting a 30-day plank challenge going on for y'all. So what you think about that? Because it's supposed to be really good for your core and
Oh,
everything.
planks are good for all different parts of your body. I mean, it really works different parts of your body, but specifically your core.
Okay.
And there are actually several different plank challenge structures out there. And
Oh
what
really?
that means is, yeah,
Okay.
that some of them, again, you can do it for 30 days. You don't have to begin on the first day of the month. You can begin any day you want. It's just a 30-day period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the challenges, again, will vary between you might do a regular plank kind of on your forearms for a certain amount of time. And then you'll do a side plank on just one side for, another 30 or 40
Oh, you
seconds.
mean that yoga pose?
Well, so some of them have you do multiple plank positions each
Oh.
day, and some of them will rotate day to day. Like today, we're only going to do the traditional plank where you're down on your arms,
Mm-hmm.
and tomorrow we'll do the right side plank. So there are a couple different
Mm.
variations that one can choose from,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, yes, any kind of a 30-day plank challenge is of huge benefit. And you guys have me on record. I will join in and do it with you.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's
I'll
gonna
commit
do
to
it
doing
with
it.
us.
So when we
Woo!
start it, we'll all do it together.
That sounds like a
Yes.
plan. Because I know some people are trying to do planks. They can't do like 10 seconds. What you want to do with 10 seconds of planks?
Well, okay, so in the beginning with some of the plank challenges, you
Mm-hmm.
begin not maybe with 10 seconds, but you might begin with a variety of different positions for 10 or 20 seconds in different positions so you can build up your strength. Because
Mm.
again, you're kind of building up your core.
Right.
And what you do not want to do is do the plank wrong because
Mm-hmm.
then you can end up straining your back or injuring some other part or not get the true
Mm.
benefit. So it does you can decide if you want to do the plank challenge at a beginner level, at an intermediate level, or at an advanced level. So again,
Okay.
depending on where you start, you can customize it. So again, it's not so much
Oh.
that after the second or third day you're so uncomfortable that you don't want to continue it because we want you to
Oh.
continue.
Well,
So
look
for
at
10
that.
seconds might work out for some things.
Okay.
If that's where you are, that's okay. We'll start there.
Now, see, for those of y'all who are just joining us, you missed out on all the secrets, okay? We have Andrea over here. I've been promoting some bitch from Nutritionally Yours. I don't know who the hell she is, but so we don't learn. She's a fitness person. She's a
Yeah, I'm a
nutritious
personal
person.
trainer, a
She
dietitian.
right. So we're gonna do a plank challenge.
Yes.
And I'm super excited about that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started now on what we was really supposed to be talking about in the first place, which was intermittent fasting. A lot of my clients ask me about the intermittent fasting. They say they're doing the intermittent fasting, and I think a lot of them do. I hope I don't get it wrong. I think it's the 16-hour one where they can only eat from 11 a.m. to like 7 p.m. or something or another.
Correct. You eat for an
And
8 hour block of time every
mhm.
day.
Okay.
Yep.
So like, do you just start doing that, or are there ways to ease into it, or how long are you supposed to do it? Is this like a lifestyle thing? Like, there's so many
Yes to
questions.
all the above. Okay, so yes, it is as you eat for an 8 hour period of time and you fast for 16. The reason that we fast for 16 hours is because science and research has shown us that after a 12-hour period of time without eating, so after fasting for 12 hours, hours 12 through 16 is when your body really does kind of intense repair and intense maintenance. I usually explain it to people like this. If you fast for 12 hours or less, it's kind of like you're going through your house and you're just kind of dusting the highlights and you ran the vacuum. So you're just doing a general cleaning in your house.
Okay.
The hours between the fasting hours between hour 12 and 16 is when your body really does its deep spring cleaning. Right now, I'm at my house and I'm moving the sofa and I'm washing the baseboards and I'm dusting the ceiling. I'm really doing a deep clean. So think about the fasting that way. Between hours 12 and 16 is when your body does a deep repair and maintenance and healing process versus the general day to day healing that it does while you're sleeping or if you don't eat for 12 hours. So, yes, it is more of a lifestyle change. So with
Mm.
the 16-8 model, it's a way that you eat most every day.
Oh.
You want to pick the 8 hours that work the best for you, but I do ask people to stop eating at least 2 hours before they go to bed or by 8 p.m. So
No
you're,
matter what time you go to
I
bed.
don't care what time you're going to bed. After 8 o'clock at night, no more food. You have begun your fasting period.
Really?
So people may choose to eat between noon and 8 p.m. They may choose to eat between 11 and 7. They may choose to eat between 10 and 6.
Okay.
So it's the hours that work the best for you. And you only eat as you normally would during those hours. So you don't make up for the meal that you didn't eat, or you don't overeat and cram a day's worth of food in those hours.
Okay.
You have your normal lunch, maybe a mid afternoon snack, and then you would have your normal dinner.
Gotcha.
So you do eliminate, so to speak, the calories that you would have had at, let's say, the breakfast meal, and you don't make those up within the 8 hour period. Yeah, and so
So,
with clients that do it, they still have plenty of energy to work out, to do their normal daily lives. And for those of you who skip a breakfast or breakfast just isn't your favorite meal, it's not such a big leap or a
hmm
huge change to begin the fast.
so someone asked us, what are the benefits to this type of fasting?
Right, so the benefits of fasting, like I mentioned in the beginning, part of it is that your body is able to go into a deep healing and repair mode. So it's able to do a lot of maintenance, um, a little deeper, more thorough healing and repair. So in the long term, it really helps with disease prevention and body maintenance and repair. So to me, it's not even about necessarily the weight loss, although isn't that great when that happens, but it's about the long term benefits to your body. So the deep healing and repair, helping decrease inflammation, which we are learning is the root of most diseases that we struggle with, whether it's heart disease or cancer or diabetes, inflammation, internal inflammation is being linked to all of these. And so, again, intermittent fasting gives your body a chance to kind of handle that inflammation and bring the inflammation down.
So people would maybe like, I don't know, arthritis or something. Would that be
Absolutely,
helpful?
yes, because arthritis is an inflammatory type condition. So, between the fasting and hopefully also making healthier food choices, eliminating foods that cause inflammation, adding foods that decrease inflammation, you get that effect. And we may have to do another whole session just discussing foods that cause inflammation and foods that decrease inflammation, because that's an entire topic in and of itself.
Wait, there's foods that cause inflammation. Not to get off topic,
Absolutely,
but
yes.
oh, that's fascinating.
Yes.
Okay.
So the easy pickings on that, I'll give you a sneak preview. The more processed a food is, the more inflammation it's causing in your body.
So then here's my question because
Okay.
I'm lazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so I don't eat, say, I would probably pick between 12 and 8
Okay.
would be when I would eat.
Okay.
Does that mean I can eat whatever I want between 12 and 8?
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that you will decrease the foods that cause inflammation, right? No, I mean, and again, I don't want you to go crazy and try and stuff everything you can into your body. So we want to eat, ideally, again, a healthy lunch, maybe a mid-afternoon snack with a little protein, maybe a little bit of fruit or vegetable with it, and then a normal dinner. So no
So we're still
oversized
like
meals. But
the normal, what do they suggest? Was it 2,000 calories or something?
no, we're not even looking at the calories
Oh, really?
necessarily during intermittent fasting. And I actually have a handout. If you are interested in a handout that gives you a framework for intermittent fasting, I give you suggested amounts of proteins to eat, of starchy foods to eat, kind of give you idea about what to eliminate, ask you to make sure and include a certain amount of water. So we will have that handout available. So if you're
Yay!
interested in that, write email one of us. I
Yep.
am
And just put say yes in the comments so that we can get back to you because that's going to be for the people who showed up for the call and I thank you for
yes for
showing up.
showing up and
Yes.
for your interest, right? So kind of the intermittent fasting, please send or yes
Yes.
for that one. So yep, I do
Cool.
have a handout that can get you started and give you some basic guidelines.
I have a feeling she's gonna make me give up my bagel. We had to
Well,
talk about that. She told me I need to switch to English muffins.
Absolutely. Way
I'm
too
hard headed,
much,
y'all.
way too much processed flour and too much in general in a bagel. A bagel thin is a better option.
But that's not the delicious one.
Oh, but the delicious part's the crust, right? So to me, that's the part I want anyway.
But they don't sell that at the store.
See, this is part of the negotiation, right? That's right.
Okay. What else we got on intermittent fasting? So you said so.
So there
Let me
is the
see.
style, yep, where you can do
Um,
the
Let me
fast.
recap because
Okay,
I
okay,
get confused. I'm a recap for me, not for them.
okay.
Okay. So let's see. She said you can between 12 to up to 12 hours. You're not really doing anything but hurry up and clean it. If you think of it as like cleaning the house, you're not really doing anything but hurry up and just making sure everything is pretty enough for company.
Right.
Between 12 to 16 hours is when you're cleaning really hard because you know your mom is coming and you know she's going to look in all your cabinets and everything.
And talk about it.
Right. So that's when you do your big cleaning between 12 to 16 hours. If you already skip breakfast in the morning, then you're kind of good to go because you're not really missing out on much. But you want to eat somewhere between 10 to 6, 11 to 7, or 10 or 12 to 8.
Correct.
But you can't eat after 8 o'clock. I don't
No
care if you
matter
go to
what.
I don't care if you go to bed at 2 or what. You just after 8 o'clock, you're done. You're over.
If you're
Oh,
diabetic on insulin, then we need to talk more. But in
yeah,
general
that's
terms,
different.
if you're on insulin, a different fact. And that's, again, when I would sit down with you in my office, which is actually Nutrition Andrea is my company, and we would talk through it at that point.
Oh, somebody said, I know people that only allow themselves a 4 hour window. Is that healthy?
In general terms, if you, let me tell you the problem with 4 hours is that it doesn't really give you enough time to eat adequate amounts of nutrients, right? So even on the modified fasting where you're eating for an 8 hour period of time, I do recommend that you take a multivitamin in the event you're not able to eat all the nutrients that you need. If you reduce it to a 4 hour window of time, you're really running the risk that you will not be able to get, even with a supplemental multivitamin, enough of the nutrients you need, enough iron, enough calcium, enough B12 or B6. You're simply limiting the food to the point that you're running that risk. If you choose to do that for a short period of time, a day or two, I'm not going to have a problem with it.
Okay.
Now, that also brings up, and I know there's some other questions, but that also styles of intermittent fasting. So the two other styles are, excuse me, the two other styles are one day a week doing a 24-hour fast, right? This is what a lot of different religions practice. So it's got well-founded basis that we know, again, it's been, people have been doing it for millennia and there's some health benefits to it. Some people choose to do a 24-hour fast once a week, and then on the other days they eat their regular on what's a regular schedule for them. The third method is that for 2 days a week, not back to back days, so two non consecutive days, you only eat 500 calories, and on the other 5 days, you eat again what's regular for you. You don't try to make up for those days. So there's three different methods, excuse me. Most people choose the 16-8 method. They just fall into a routine and a pattern, and that's easier for them. The 24-hour fast is not horribly difficult once you kind of get your mind wrapped around it and you get in the right place. There's a lot of water drinking to keep our tummy full and our system flushed, to keep the toxins flushed out. Um, and I had another thought with that. Sorry, you guys. And if you choose to do the 24-hour fast, plan to keep yourself busy.
Mm,
Idle time is when people struggle with boredom eating.
okay.
So keep yourself very busy that day. The 500 calorie days, if you choose to do two 500 calorie days, again, remember they're not back to back. So don't do Monday, Tuesday. You could do Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Saturday, but just not 2 days back to back. And I'll tell you, you can eat a lot of vegetables for 500 calories because I've done it frequently.
Oh,
So you just do a little planning with a lot of vegetables that day, and you can actually keep your tummy full. Make some vegetable soups so you have a lot of taste enjoyment if you choose to. So again, there are ways that we can work out the intermittent fasting days, no matter which method or style you choose. But there are ways it can be worked out, so it's not you feel like you're suffering or horribly uncomfortable with it.
Okay. We got another question.
Oh, great.
Yay. What about the old rule that skipping breakfast slows your metabolism?
Right. So that's what we have all been told, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we, as the dietitian nutritionist community, have been preaching that for years. Here's where is you guys have figured out the science. I don't want to say the science changes, but we learn new things, right? Just like medicine comes up with new medications or new approaches to whatever a disease state might be. In the nutrition world, new research teaches us new things.
Mm-hmm.
And again, for people who naturally are not breakfast eaters, it does not seem to have an impact on their metabolism. So, again, the lesson that we're learning is that it does not, for, again, the majority of the people, have a negative impact on their metabolism, which, again, I find very interesting. But if you think about it, between hours 12 and 16, your body is doing a lot of deep cleaning and a lot of intense maintenance. So, really, there's a lot of action going on in your body metabolically that perhaps, and again, science hasn't shown this, but perhaps compensates for not eating food at that point.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just, again, new research, new information. And so we're all learning. And that's part of the fun of the field for me is the new things I learn.
So, if you're just joining us, Andrea here is an awesome lady who is a licensed nutritionist, right? Did I get that right this
I'm
time?
a registered dietitian nutritionist and a licensed dietitian
Don't listen
nutritionist.
to me, y'all. I ain't gonna get it right. Look, she's smart, okay?
Well, thank you. I read a lot, that's for sure. But yeah, I've got the training and background to, again, advise you in what's going to be healthy and not get you into trouble. It's not a
Hmm.
fad, it's not a fly by night, it's grounded in science, what I do.
So, our next topic that I know a lot of people have
Yes.
been dying to learn, detox. Ah,
Ah,
these detox,
yes.
the detox teas, what's that? What's the nasty one with the lemonade and the cayenne
And the
pepper?
cayenne
Oh
pepper.
my goodness. Ooh. Mm-mm. Um, there's like a few of them out there. Some of them look scary.
There are several.
The cabbage soup
Oh,
one,
that's a whole different category to
is it?
me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you choose to do a detox, and again, this is something just like with intermittent fasting, we can choose to do something that is mildly detoxifying daily. We can choose to do something that's a little more intensely detoxifying monthly, or we can choose to do something that we do 2 or 3 times a year, right? And again, I have got some recipes that I've pulled together for detox beverages. So if
Ooh.
you're interested in those, make sure and put
Yes. Put
detox in your
detox in
email.
the comments so we
Yes.
can get those to you since you guys are on the call.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And one of the recipes I have, if you choose to, you can drink it every day. It's kind of an ongoing tonic, keeping you healthy type of, again, daily tonic. Or you can drink it throughout the day on a particular day to do a little more intense detoxification and clearing of the gut.
Now, would that be okay to do with, say, a 500 calorie day or no?
On these days, on the one I'm thinking about in particular,
Hmm.
yes, you do eat a fairly light lunch because let's face it, we're detoxifying and you don't want to get too far from the bathroom. So the more you're putting in, the more you may be running to the bathroom.
Hmm.
So this is not, a go to a conference or go fly on an airplane where you're trapped in your seat plan. This is a stay somewhere where you can get to the restroom because again, detoxifying is usually a restroom event. But I do want to review there's 3 ways that we detoxify from our body, right? We have urination, we have defecation, and we have sweating. So, what I don't want people to perhaps discount or lose sight of is that your body, when it sweats, is detoxifying itself. So, these hot summer days where we're all running for the air conditioning, I want you to think about sweating a little differently. Nowadays, when I sweat, because it's been so hot and we all get trapped in those situations, I just try and smile as the sweat's, dripping down my face and think, oh, Look at me detoxifying. I'm detoxifying without even having to drink
I'm
anything.
not
So
perspiring. I'm
that's exactly right.
detoxifying.
I'm detoxifying, you guys, and I didn't have to run to the restroom to do it. So take advantage of the summer and the natural detoxification. And again, I always look back at history, and if you think about ancient civilizations, whether it was a hot bath, whether it was the Native Americans in a sweat lodge, different ancient civilizations had ways of inducing sweat.
Mm.
They knew that sweating was healthy for you. They didn't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the science that says because it's helping to detoxify your body. So again, we're a bit sweat adverse or afraid of sweating is today's society. But sweating is not bad for you. People used to intentionally make themselves sweat for the health benefits. So
Mm.
again, we want to drink plenty of water. So whichever method, again, whether it's urination, sweating, or defecation that my body is using to detoxify, I'm making sure to give it plenty of fluid because we need to rinse. We got to rinse that body out. So we need a lot of water to keep the body rinsed and clean water flowing.
Awesome.
So
So you
I've
said
got
there was
again,
three things, right?
I've got well three ways that you detoxify,
Okay.
right? So we're gonna have urination,
Mm-hmm.
defecation,
And
and sweat. Yes, that's right. When I glow.
ah,
That's right. When I detoxify on a hot summer day. So remember, only three ways to get these toxins out of your body. And so again, plenty of fluid to help whichever method to help it work properly. So
cool.
right, with the detox, let's talk about detox teas for a minute. So the recipes I'm going to give you are going to use natural juices. They may use some salt. They will. Um, if you choose to use a tea, most of them are going to be herbal teas, and I would buy one from a more, I'll say, established or reputable company. Celestial Seasonings, I believe, makes a detox tea. Traditional Medicinals makes a tea specifically called Detox. So I am going to look for a very well known established brand versus the one that I might pick up at a discount store that I've never heard of the brand and I'm not quite sure what's in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you don't quite know what's in it. It could be grass clippings, it could be something that's not healthy, it could be the real thing. But the things that are unregulated, like supplements, you want to be a little more selective, let's say, in the brands that you choose because you don't want to put something in your body that may not be what you wanted to do or that could be harmful to you.
So, what is something that absolutely, if you're looking at a list of ingredients on the tea, what is something that absolutely shouldn't be in that detox?
Oh, oh there's so many things.
Oh, there's so many things.
Yes.
Oh, I thought. I'm
And more,
sorry. I thought that was
no,
an
I
easy
mean, no, no,
question.
there are a lot of different things that you wouldn't want to use, but more importantly, almost, is it can quite often list ingredients that are appropriate. And if
Mm-hmm.
those are, in fact, the ingredients that are in the tea, they would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is what it says on the label is not necessarily what's in the tea bag because again this is not these items are not regulated by the FDA or USDA. They're not inspected, so they're not we don't really know what's in them. And again, that's why I
Mm-hmm.
go with a reputable company that quite often has either good internal testing,
Mm-hmm.
they pay independent companies to test them.
Okay.
If it says it's in there, it's in there,
Okay.
versus other companies that may say it's in there but
Mm-hmm.
you don't really know what's in there.
Okay.
It could be grass clippings, what do I know?
Oh my
It
gosh.
hadn't been validated.
Okay.
Or it could be something more hazardous. So again, that's where you just want to go with a reputable company.
Cool. So you got a juice for us.
Yes.
Were detox teas
Yep, and
and
Traditional Medicinals is a reputable brand. Celestial Seasonings is a reputable brand. The Yogi, YOGI brand is a good brand. I can't remember if they have a detox formula or not, but you'll be able to find one of those three brands in most stores, discount stores like a Target or a Kmart or a Walmart, as well as your grocery stores.
okay. Do we have any more questions, guys? Because we know it's late and we don't want to keep y'all too long. I'm kind of fascinated, so we can keep talking, but we don't want to do that to y'all.
Well, and if we choose to, we can decide, again, in the future, maybe talk about inflammation one evening,
Oh yeah.
or people can submit questions ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
and we will take the most popular questions or the questions are asked most frequently and do a little, answer. We can do some live questions. But again, think about things that you are interested in knowing, or you've heard, or you see advertised, and you wonder if it's true or not. And then we can just have kind of a Q&A session one night where we answer the most popular or the questions that you hear the most or that we get sent into us. We can do that also.
So I am thinking what we could do, which might be really hilarious for them, is you could go shopping with me and basically
Oh,
just tell
yes.
me, like, put this back. That would probably,
Put down the bagels.
yeah, that would probably be hilarious. But just so you know, I'm always telling people, drink the water,
Yes, drink your
exercise, blah blah
water.
blah. But I am
Sweat,
personally
sweat, sweat, sweat.
horrible at it. So maybe for just a week, I could commit to doing right.
Right. And so that's how I want everyone to think about it, right? Just think about it for a short amount of time. It doesn't have to be, starting tomorrow, I'm going to drink gallons of water. Starting tomorrow, just drink one more cup of water than you normally drink. Just one more cup. Do that for a few days and then try and increase it again. So remember, the small steps add up
Hmm.
over the long term to big results. So don't be overwhelmed by making a lot of changes. Now, when we go grocery shopping, which is a blast, and I do grocery tours, so if any of you guys want to do a one on one grocery tour, I do them all the time and I love them because it's fun to see what people like to eat or choose to put in their grocery cart. And we get into some of that negotiation. So, again, it's a teaching session. So, yeah, having a spy camera on us would be very entertaining, I'm sure.
The things we do for y'all. I hope
That's
that you
right.
guys are appreciating this. So yeah, you can reach Andrea on her page. Oh, we should check face. Let's check her Facebook page and make sure nobody,
Okay.
nothing
All right.
else came in. Um,
So again, my company is Nutrition Andrea. My website is nutritionandrea.com, and Andrea is spelled Andrea. So that's my website. That's also my Facebook page, and whatever else I have. A Twitter account. You know how that goes. It's
yes.
all Nutrition Andrea. Oh wait, I have.
Oh,
See,
there's a
there's
whole
my
water
little
bottle.
logo, Nutrition Andrea. It says it over there. If that helps with the spelling. My email is nutritionandrea@yahoo.com. Easy way to find me or ask some questions. And so I will see if we have
Yeah.
any Facebook things going on, questions that we haven't answered
Yeah.
yet.
We're just checking to
Make
make
sure,
sure.
yeah, that somebody hasn't asked us something and we're not answering you.
Right.
I would hate to do that.
I don't see anything. Hold
Well,
on,
it
let me
looks
check
like
Instagram real quick.
mhm, it looks like we have answered the
Yep,
questions
it
on
does.
mine. We've hit most of it. Yep, and we will talk
Hmm.
again. Look to the future to talk about inflammation and address that issue a little bit more.
And we're gonna send out the plank schedule soon. So we're gonna do our
That's
challenge.
right.
Oh my gosh.
So let us
I'm
know
gonna
if you
get in
want.
trouble hanging out with you.
I'm gonna get
You
help.
you're gonna make me work.
You're gonna
I
feel
don't
better.
have time.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite excuse ever, ever. I've been hearing that excuse for over 20 years, and trust me, I have an answer
I
for it.
really don't have time. I'm in here helping everybody else get ready for their
I
vacations,
know, making
their
us all look
weddings,
good. I know, I know.
Uh,
But
well,
you know, ladies, if we don't take care of ourselves, who we tend to put low down on the priority list,
mhm,
nobody else is going to take care of us.
this is true.
And so we've got to take that time for ourselves so we can continue to help everyone we love. I'm not asking for a lot of time. We'll do the plank challenge isn't going to take that
Oh yeah,
long.
that'll be fun.
We'll be sore fast. I'm kidding. It'll be fine.
It'll be fun.
It will be fun. It'll
Yeah.
be a lot of fun.
Okay, guys. So if you have anything else for us, post on our page, Fire Nice Body Sculpting, Nutrition Andrea, and follow her on. You got Instagram, right?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
She's
Yep.
on the Twitters. She's on the Instagrams.
But I post
The
almost daily to my
Facebooks.
Facebook page.
She's on the Facebooks. I'm on the Instagrams and the
Mhm.
Facebooks. Why do old people call that? What's on the Facebooks? Why
I
do you have to
know.
be the?
I know.
What?
Because they call it the Walmart, the Kroger. I mean, I catch myself doing it too.
My mom says it's the Walmart with a K.
Oh, I love it.
the Walmarts, the Kmarts.
Uh-huh.
Why is there a K in there? Like, Mom, there's no K.
She knew
I don't.
Kmart first. She
Right.
just got Kmart. She just put a wall on the front of it. The Walmart.
The Walmarts. All right, guys.
But listen, don't forget to tell us. Send us a message or an email or text or hit
Mm-hmm.
one of our pages if you want the handout on the detox beverages or on the intermittent
Intermittent
fasting
fasting. Yep.
guidelines.
And that's great info you guys are getting from her just for hanging out with us tonight.
Yep.
And
And thank you for hanging out with
yes,
us.
thank you so much. We appreciate that. I'm gonna try really hard to get really smart, knowledgeable people on here so you guys aren't just listening to me every week. And we're gonna let you know about our challenges and how
Yes.
I gave her a hard time at the grocery store
Can't
and all
wait.
that good stuff. Look how happy she is. I'm afeared. I am very afeared, y'all. So you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you next week. Where I don't know what we're talking about next week, but if you have something you want to talk about, put it on the page so that I know because we do this for y'all. I don't do this for me. I do this so that we can get y'all information you might not have thought to ask about or wanted something else on. So if I have to go find a guest speaker somewhere, then I will. So just put it on there. And hopefully we'll see you again on our page.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Please invite me back.
I will. We'll
All
have
right.
fun.